For most of my adult life, I have not had to drive a car on a regular basis. For most of my adult life, I have not had to drive a car on a regular basis. That's not to say I don't drive. Not to say I haven't driven. I rent cars all the time, and I rent zip cars and do hertz, lots of those types of things. But I haven't had to have a car to commute on a daily basis or anything that's that regular. I don't have like a predictable car routine. In the summer of 1998, I worked at the Garden State Mall in New Jersey, and I worked at the Old Navy, and so I drove regularly to work then. Then for the next several years, I lived in St. Louis, and I did have a car while I was there, but I lived on campus while going to college, so I wasn't driving on any sort of regular basis there. And then after that, my car got stolen, which was not uncommon to happen in St. Louis in the early 2000s. Pretty much everyone I knew either had their car stolen or was 1 degree removed from someone that had their car stolen. I don't know if it's still like that now. Then after that, I rode a bicycle to commute. When I got tired of that, I bought a motorcycle. And I had that for a long time, and then I bought a different motorcycle. And then pretty much at that point I moved to Chicago with my wife. Although she wasn't my wife at the time. And then once I lived in Chicago, I pretty much used public transportation to get around. We bought a car sometime in the summer of 2009. I think we had that car for maybe a year, so maybe I had it in 2008. Maybe I had it for a year or two. I had an office. My job was out in the suburbs, so I was doing the reverse commute for a couple of months anyway. And then my office moved back into the city. Now I mention it because today something happened that reminded me of driving. Back when I used to drive regularly, I remember that I would just sometimes get in the car and then the car would just end up somewhere. I would kind of like zone out, and then even if I had to go to say one place, the car would kind of drive itself to another. That happened to me while walking today. What happened today was I was leaving work. When I leave work, I have kind of two options in terms of my general routine. I can either walk all the way over to the red line, and then that's the way I go to pick up my daughter, or if I'm going to come straight home, I could take the 134. Now today I was leaving work early so I can go to the dry cleaners, which is what I'm doing now, and I was going to take the 134. That was the plan. But I left the office, and the next thing I knew, I was on the train, not on the bus. And so I ended up having to walk an extra long distance to get home, like almost a mile. All because I wasn't paying attention, or because basically I just started walking, and the next thing I knew I ended up somewhere. that I didn't plan. I don't know if that happens to anyone else. I mean, it's not like I blacked out. I was completely aware of what I was doing and what was going on around me. I just kind of started walking and got into my routine, and then forgot that I had a little bit of a change in my routine today. I think it's more like when you walk into a room and then you suddenly forgot why you were there. It was kind of like that. I feel like these ducks must have a nest here or something. They're here like every day. These same two. Hi, ducks. The dog is interesting. Did you get the tree?
Yeah.
Good. What are you doing to my hair?
Making it
You're messing up my hair on purpose, I think.
No.
Is that what you're doing?
Now I'm making it like rock and roll.
You're making it like what?
Rock and roll.
Like rock and roll?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you think rock and roll is about?
Yeah.
Okay.